Alright, so here's another Code 3 Defender light bar, and we've got a fleet of 300 vehicles and they all have this problem. The light bar stops working or the lights go dim, and what the problem is this connection here. It's a very poor connection. So I want to show you. We're running 11.9 volts instead of 14 volts, which the car is producing, and you can see that the wires are melted, and this connection is a really bad connection. So I want to show you this, and this is how you can tell this is a bad connection. It's this car has not been parked inside, and I want to show you this on the temp gun. We can see this here. Okay. See if I can get it aimed right. Gotta turn this upside down. Oh, find the temp gun. There we go. So what we're looking at, this is the contact. So we're running about 195 degrees, 196, 7, 8. There we go. 200 degrees right there. That is how bad of a contact that is. These wires alone are running 146 degrees on these wires, on the power feed wires. So these power feed wires right here are 146 degrees. This, you can't even touch it, it'll burn you. The 204 degrees, 205, 206. I'm actually blocking the air now, getting to it as if, you know, you can imagine the light bar being on. This car's been running with the light bar on now for about 5 minutes, and you can see the temperature just climbing drastically. I don't know. Wow, look at that, 222 degrees. So this light bar has been running now for probably about 7 minutes now, and this is the terminal connection. And I have actually measured these. I have another video where I've measured these all the way up. I believe it was 280 degrees, and the wires were actually melting. Insulation was melting. But yeah, you can see this thing just constantly climbing. So we might be at about, well, I'd imagine 8 minutes. Every single one of these Code 3 Defender light bars has this problem. Every single one of them. So I'm going to show you the problem here. So I'm going to unplug this connection. I can't use my fingers because it's so hot. Okay. Now I just unplugged that connection. See if my camera will focus in on there. So you see how there's 4 little terminal strips? Trying to get this thing to focus for you. And that's 4 little tiny contacts. I can't even touch this plug because it's so hot, and you can just see the burning of this. A lot of times we find these, and these terminals are literally burnt away, and but the problem is you can't replace it because that is soldered to the circuit panel. And if you look in there, yeah, I can't get the camera in the right position. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's just little tiny pins, and we're pulling you know, this light bar actually pulls probably 20 amps or so, and you got these little tiny connections. It might actually pull up to 35 amps. Each module pulls a pretty good amount of power. So we have to clean these and put the try to close those off. But this is a really bad design, and Code 3 needs to fix this, because this wire right here is just incredibly hot, and that plug down there I can't even touch, not to mention the terminals where it's soldered to the board. So we have a 100% failure rate on these. Every single light bar fails, and it almost looks as if you can see that looks like it's gotten so hot it's melted a little bit. Yeah, you can see the warping in that plug, and you can just imagine what this is like when it's actually out there in the sunlight with no airflow over it. This is opened up with airflow over it, and yeah, just a really bad design on the Code 3 Defender.